Hi, everyone. Dr. Frankie here, CEO and founder of Little Gay Book. I have two websites, littlegaybook.com and drfrankie.com. Hopefully you visit us there. I have tons of really helpful information on my sites, resources, but also I have events all over the country and ways to help support all of you in dating more successfully and meeting each other in a really, really difficult time. So I try to create opportunities to have authentic, genuine opportunities to connect. So I encourage you to visit. Also, every week I'm here on my channel. So I hope that you subscribe and that you get others to subscribe and post below in the comments, share your thoughts, feelings that come up, and also topics that you think I should cover that maybe I haven't, or maybe you think I should expand on certain topics. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for joining me today, and we're going to jump into the material. Today, we're going to talk about how to bring positive energy to any group setting and get the most out of it. I know many of us have participated in groups, or we've thought about participating in groups. There are 12-step programs, right? And depression groups, anxiety groups, and divorce groups, and there's a group just about for everything. But then there are also settings where you're in a group, whether it be a dating event, like one of my single mingles or speed dating events, that sort of thing. So I want to help you all be successful because I have seen how people show up in groups for 20 years. And sometimes behaviors can be problematic and get in the way of you actually getting the most out of the group or even connecting with others in the group. Meeting people, participating in groups, and putting yourself in new social situations is a great way to expand your horizons. Not only is it fun, but you can also learn a few things, build genuine connections, and potentially meet your new partner. Many people have asked me for advice on how to show up in a group. It's important to always be mindful of how you're showing up because your presence, attitude, and energy can have a strong effect on others, whether you realize it or not. Hopefully, you'll have a positive effect. Knowing how to conduct yourself in a group setting is not so much a skill as it is an awareness. Whether it's online or in person, always remember that you're not the only one in the room. Other people are there. It's not that you show, it's about the group. That said, here are 14 tips on how to show up in a group setting and really life in general. Try to bring positive energy to the room. You're probably in a group where others are trying to maintain positivity in their lives. So bring a positive outlook. Act like you're happy to be there. Smile, laugh, compliment others, and say how nice it is to see everyone. Be lighthearted. If you truly don't want to be there, then you can politely excuse yourself and leave. Come prepared with something you'd like to share. Have a few things in mind that you might want to bring up during the group, for example. You could ask the group a question or ask for opinions, advice, or recommendations. Tell a funny story, share an anecdote, or share a comment on a current event. Bring up a movie you recently watched, a great book or quote you read, something you ate, or a great restaurant you found. Don't feel like you need to bring a whole dissertation. One simple share can go a long way. Come ready to listen. Being in a group setting exposes you to new and diverse perspectives. You may hear something that sparks excitement in you to make a change. Or maybe something makes you curious to try a new activity. But none of this can happen if you're not listening. Be present and give the group your full attention. Ask questions, then ask follow-up questions. Be curious about what others think. For example, if someone says they just found an amazing new hairstylist in your city, you could say, I'm actually looking for a new hairstylist in that area. Do you mind sharing who you found? Be aware of how much space you're taking up. Don't monopolize the time by talking the entire time. But also, don't just sit there in silence and not contribute anything to the conversation. Your presence absolutely matters, but your presence isn't the only one that matters. If you're shy, challenge yourself to ask someone a question. If you're an extrovert, challenge yourself to listen more. Don't treat a social setting like it's group therapy. This isn't the place to say inappropriate things, such as super personal experiences that might be triggering to other people, like sexual assault. It's also not the place to unload deep emotional wounds or trauma. Have some appropriate boundaries. Oversharing and over-focusing on all the bad shit that happened in your life can bring the whole group down. It also makes people not want to engage with you. Life is definitely hard, but much of how we experience things depends on our outlook. If you need therapy or counseling, I recommend an EFT counselor. If you drink, don't get drunk. Nobody wants to see you lose control of yourself. Keep yourself composed out of respect for other people in the group and yourself. Don't complain about things. This can be a tough one because you might not even realize you're complaining. Instead of casually voicing to someone, this coffee tastes gross, try finding something to be grateful for. I'm alive. I get to be in this amazing experience known as life, and my partner might be in this room. Don't nitpick correct people or argue about unimportant details. Your role in a social group setting is not to be a contentious lawyer arguing in court. You're here to meet new people, share, listen, and connect. Don't make judgments. Everybody has flaws. Everybody's imperfect, and everyone's at different stages in life with different levels of awareness. What you're judging is probably something you've done in the past in some way, shape, or form. So try to have compassion instead of judgment. Don't tell people how they should act or behave or give unsolicited advice. Advice is best received when someone asks for it and genuinely wants to receive it. If it's not requested, it usually falls on deaf ears. Plus, unsolicited advice can be annoying and not even applicable. Be careful with sarcasm and teasing. It can easily get lost in translation, especially on Zoom. Sarcasm can be insulting. It hinders the group's ability to make connections with each other and inadvertently causes discomfort in others. Zoom-specific online group tips. If you're not actively talking, mute yourself. Background noise and sounds are disruptive and distracting for others. Be mindful of what you're physically doing during a group Zoom session while on camera. If everyone else is sitting behind the screen listening, don't be the only one who's doing jumping jacks in the background. That's distracting. I know being in a group is challenging for many people. I encourage you to set an intention to be mindful of how you're showing up. Be aware of the effect that your presence has on others. That's a great way to hold yourself accountable to higher standards. Challenge yourself with a specific goal. At your next group meeting, you can turn it into a fun challenge. You could say, today I'm going to challenge myself to ask a question or give someone a compliment. Come prepared. Today I commit to not complaining about a single thing during the group event. Gratitude only. Today I vow to not give a single piece of unsolicited advice to anyone. How freeing. If you'd like to join a positive online community of single lesbians, queer professionals, friends, and more, please visit www.littlegaybook.com and click on LGBC, Little Gay Book Community. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope to see you next week. Take care.